we are therefore announcing this evening that we will place these additional restrictions in place for the next 14 days. And after 14 days, we will examine exactly where we are. We will assess the impact of these interventions and restrictions after these 14 days to determine whether they need to be maintained or adjusted. Therefore, the following measures are to be in place across the country from tomorrow, Monday, the 28th of June 2021, to Sunday, the 11th of July 2021. All gatherings, whether indoors or outdoors, are prohibited. These include political, cultural, social, and religious gatherings. Funerals and cremations will continue to be permitted, but attendance may not exceed 50 people, and all social distancing and health protocols must be observed. Night vigils, after funeral gatherings, and so-called after tears gatherings are not allowed. Public spaces such as beaches and parks will remain open. However, no gatherings will be permitted at such places. A curfew will be in place from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. and all non-essential establishments will need to close by 8 p.m. The sale of alcohol, both for on-site and off-site consumption, is prohibited. Our Ministerial Advisory Committee has advised that the limited restrictions that we previously imposed were not that effective, and that a prohibition will ease the pressure that is placed on hospital services by alcohol-related emergency incidents. Because of the burden of infections in Gauteng, travel in and out of the province for leisure purposes will be prohibited. This does not include work, business or commercial travel, transit through airports, or for the transport of goods. If you are currently not in your place of residence, you will be allowed to return home to or from Gauteng. Visits to old age homes, care facilities, and other congregant settings will be restricted. Restaurants and other eateries will only be permitted to sell food for takeaway or delivery. This is because it is not possible for patrons at restaurants to wear masks while eating or drinking in these establishments. The closure of schools and other educational institutions for the winter holidays will be brought forward. Schools will start closing from this coming Wednesday, the 30th of June, and all schools will be expected to be closed by the end of the week on Friday. Contact classes at tertiary institutions will end by Wednesday, the 30th of June, with limited access to the institutions. Residencies, however, will remain open at those institutions. The Ministers of Basic Education and Higher Education, Science and Innovation will provide further details on these arrangements. The measures that we are putting in place now are designed to allow as much economic activity to continue as possible while containing the spread of the virus. Most businesses will continue to operate at full capacity and should not be affected, as long as they observe all the health protocols in their workplaces. Our focus is on limiting social contacts while preserving the economy and preserving livelihoods. I want to emphasize that it remains mandatory, compulsory in other words, for every person to wear a face mask that always covers their nose and mouth when in public spaces. It is a criminal offense not to do so. The owners and managers of public buildings, centers, shops, restaurants, taxis, and buses all have a responsibility to ensure that people on their premises or in their vehicles or facilities wear masks. All employers must allow their staff to work from home whenever possible and should postpone all non-essential travel and workplace gatherings. Government will also be putting in place measures to reduce physical attendance of civil servants, government civil servants, at workplaces while limiting the disruption of government activities and services. As we implement these restrictions, we are continuing to work to strengthen the capacity of our health system.